What is going on, everybody? It is episode 732 of Pop Culture Crisis. My name is Brett, and I am here once again with my co-host. Would you introduce yourself, please?
Hello, Crisis Actors. It's Mary. I was kind of caught off guard by that.
Oh, the random nature in which I went live right away?
Because for the last 20 minutes before the show starts, it feels like time is moving in slow-mo, and then all of a sudden we're here. But it's already the middle of the week.
Yeah, plus, like right before we went live, I noticed what sounded like I had to fix an audio issue, so it's like okay, it's 2:30,
and then it's 2:59 tech issue.
2:30, 2:35, 2:40,
yeah,
2:45, 2:59. Time to fix something.
Yeah,
yes.
Exactly. Every single time.
Guys, we got a bunch of stuff to get into, but before we do that, we do have 220s there right away. Let's read those.
Okay. So first from Andrew Jacobs. Happy birthday to my favorite PCC super chatter and the dank lord of the memes, Mr. Shane H. Wilder. Between Shane, Mary, and Seamus, my adult lifetime of skepticism has very much lessened, and I've grown quite fond of Catholicism.
Wow.
We've already got you.
There's no turning back now.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, happy birthday to Shane H. Wilder. You are birthday twins with Joe Biden. I don't know how you feel about that.
Yeah.
Another fellow Catholic, actually.
Do you have any notable birthday twins?
I don't think so. There was like only one actual celebrity.
Okay.
Let me look it up.
You gotta have at least a couple. I know I've got Larry David and Margot Robbie. And Lindsay Lohan.
Margot Robbie too?
Yep. All of them on July 2nd.
That just shows that you have the star quality.
Yep.
Okay, I think mine are Halle Berry,
Let's
Bryce
go.
Hall, Magic Johnson. Okay, this is not good. Mila Kunis, Steve Martin. Okay, that's pretty much it.
That's it?
Yeah, those aren't great. You have way better ones. Okay, and then Shane H. Wilder said, happy Wednesday, Brett and Mary. This has been a happy birthday for me. I got Father Carlos Martin's new book, The Exorcist Files. A family member sent me the Wilder family history book from 1996.
Okay.
Or 1966, sorry. And PCC used my meme for a short. That we did. And it wasn't even planned, like, to be posted on your birthday. That just happened.
Yeah.
But thank you for making that. It made me laugh.
Yeah.
And it made a lot of other people laugh.
There you go.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, man. That's big stuff. So we got a bunch of stuff to get into. Again, happy birthday, Shane H. Wilder. We do got a bunch of stuff to get into today. So hit the like button on this video and subscribe to this channel. If you have not subscribed here yet already, please and thank you. And remember to share the video out with your friends and your family, loved ones, people you like, people you hate, mortal enemies if you have them. The more people you share these segments with, these live streams with, the faster channels like this can grow. I also want to give a heads up before it comes out tomorrow. I did film a review today for the first 2 episodes of the show Landman, which is the brand new Taylor Sheridan produced and written show on Paramount Plus, starring Billy Bob Thornton, Ali Larter, a whole lot of actors that are really, really good. I have one very large critique of the show, more importantly, one plot line of the show, but otherwise I felt very favorably about it, so please go and check out that review. That'll be up tomorrow night at 8 p.m.
We have another 20 from Jose Quintana before we get started. Good afternoon, Optical Overlord and Ghost Empress. Mary, did you lose your mind on X? Lots of speculation. You are the PSYOP. Long live PCC.
Let's go.
What do you mean I lost my mind?
Well, is this in relation to the short? The Mary's internal monologue?
I have no idea. I think that I'm just posting what I want to post, and it pisses people off sometimes and confuses people. But it doesn't matter because it amuses me.
People fear what they don't understand.
Seriously, they hated her because she told the truth, etc.
In the chat, somebody said Brett got a mention on Nerdrotic on his Nooner today with Chris Gore. I wonder if it's about, he responded to my post. I posted about that piece of sussy dialogue from Landman, so maybe it was about that. It's very so the whole storyline involving the daughter.
Was it the one you showed me?
Yes, yeah. The whole storyline involving the daughter is sussy, but everything else in the show is fantastic. So it's the duality of Hollywood. It's like they can do everything right, but then just one thing. That's all it takes to screw it up. So
I
again,
think Taylor Sheridan is a weirdo.
I love his work. Otherwise, there's
him
there's
and
some
Sam
great stuff
Levinson are both on watch.
Do not put Sam Levinson and Taylor Sheridan in the same. However, though, I did see a great meme yesterday. It says it was the picture of Sunny Hostin having to give her apology to Matt Gaetz, and it says, when she asked me what I want to watch, and I say I want to watch Sicario for the 57th time. That's pretty much it.
That's why women watch, or they ask incessant questions while watching things, because you're making them watch stuff like Sicario. That's why
and Mary has a tendency to like ask very simple questions that I don't have the answer to. It's very what would the term? I guess in a way it's disarming, where you're like, what about this? And I'm like, I don't freaking. It's like when a kid asks the questions and they're like, that. Why is the sky blue? And I'm like,
I do that. Yeah,
she does that. So yes, guys, we got a bunch of stuff to get into. So first things first, Rachel Zegler she just can't catch a break. There's this article from the Daily Mail that says that there was almost a near possibility that she was fired right after things all went wrong in 2022, and then now supposedly again after her recent anti-Trump tirade that she went on. So we're going to get into that article. It's a lot of inside sources, a lot of people familiar with the story.
I mean, we love those people.
Yeah, we love those people. So we're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about actor Sebastian Stan. You probably know him as the Winter Soldier from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But he portrayed Donald Trump in the recent Apprentice movie. You know, the one that makes Trump out to be an R-wordist. Yeah. That one. Well, he was invited to do Variety's Actors on Actors. It's this thing they do every year where they sit around and they circle jerk each other because they're Hollywood actors and they want to tell each other how great they are.
Literally all of those actor on actor interviews are just like, you're so great. No, you're so great. No one understands us.
They sit around in a circle and they jerk each other off until they're covered in each other's fluids, and that's really what it is. But he was invited to do Actors on Actors, and none of the other actors had publicists that would let them join because they didn't want to have their clients get into a situation where they had to talk about Donald Trump and risk, upsetting everybody.
Now compare that to 2018 Hollywood, and it's shocking.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about Cynthia Erivo and the continuation of the Wicked debacle through no fault of the film, which is looking to open to huge numbers. So we can't even argue with success. The movie looks like it's going to do awesome at the box office. Ugh. The problem is Cynthia Erivo is making this very, very difficult for them because there's always something to complain.
You know what? She's being uppity.
Yeah. A little bit.
She is.
Okay. Well, I mean, all actors are uppity these days. It's annoying.
Yeah.
It's annoying.
No exceptions.
All right. Ready to get started?
Yeah, let's go.
All right. First things first, Mary wants to dunk on Benny Blanco.
I wasn't going to just let this headline pass by me after especially the amount of bitching I did on People's Sexiest Man Alive and Benny Blanco being featured in Sexiest Man Alive.
Now he doesn't shower.
He admitted publicly that he doesn't bathe. I mean, we knew that already because look at the guy, but wow, like, you're not even ashamed of it, bro. Benny Blanco reveals to People magazine that he doesn't shower every day. He said, I do a thing where I also don't believe in always shampooing your hair or conditioning your hair. I'm really clean, but I don't shower every day. But some people I know shower 2-3 times a day, but I feel like the oils on your skin don't have time to rejuvenate and get juicy. We have a $100 super chat in the middle of this. Blaga19, I guess. Sorry if I didn't pronounce that right. I'm not a regular watcher, so I apologize for my ignorance, but what episode did you go over the huge Pokemon hack and the Pal World lawsuit?
We did not. I think I might have mentioned the Pokemon hack in relation to something else, but we did not cover it on this channel. There's a lot of channels on YouTube that would probably be able to give you in-depth stuff about that, but I only remember it in passing. We did not cover it on here. No, we did not cover it on here. Chair!
That was just Chair. That was not me. That was Chair. Thank you.
They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. Eat the cat. Eat the cat.
So early into the show, too.
Yeah.
Eating the cats. Eat the cat.
It's the kind of chaos we like.
Thank you for the big super chat, but we did not cover that.
Yeah, that you must really care about the subject, so I'm sorry that we didn't have an answer for you.
Check out, I don't know if you watch Clownfish TV, I'm assuming you do, but I would assume that Clownfish got into that as well, so maybe go check them out.
Anyway, this is what confirmed to me that Benny Blanco is the actual personification of Pigpen from Charlie Brown. He said, I want there to be an aroma as I'm walking by. I want it to smell a little bit like, man, a little bit feminine. I definitely lean, I think, a little more feminine in every sense. In what sense is not bathing feminine?
And in what sense does anybody want the word aroma to be tied to them?
Yeah, that's very strange that he would just say that publicly with zero shame whatsoever.
You know, once you reach a certain level of fame, you can just do that, though.
And I've said it before, I'll say it again. Selena Gomez is the only female on this planet who finds Benny Blanco attractive, which is why his feature in this issue was an actual psyop on women. And it did not work.
I think there was actually, didn't somebody say back in the day that Brad Pitt used to only shower like 3 times a week or something like that?
Really?
I feel like.
Where'd you hear that?
Maybe I'm misremembering that. Somebody can fact check me on that. I could be completely misremembering that. But I thought that was like maybe like back when he was younger, that was how you were edgy back in the late 90s.
Bro.
There's a 20 there from Weary Traveler. What's up?
What's the consensus of showering every 2 days because you have a work from home job, asking for a friend?
I would never be able to. I would never be able to do that. I have to shower every single day.
It's part of my routine.
Yes, it's like part of the routine for me is like, now the better debate is maybe. In fact, you know what? Maybe I'll.
I think you probably shouldn't shower multiple times a day. That sounds like it wouldn't be a great idea.
Shower morning or night.
Oh yeah, this says a lot about who you are as a person.
Before bed. There we go.
We'll find out.
I shower when I get home from work. I don't shower in the morning.
I'm a morning person.
You're a morning person?
Yeah.
No way. I shower with, like, it's part of the, maybe part of it is like when you're in recovery, it's like routine is a big part of, figuring out how to stay sober, is finding a routine that works for you. So for me, it's get up. On the weekends, it's get up, go skate, come home. I'll shower multiple times a day on the weekends because I'll go skate, and then I'll have to shower when I come home from skating, and then I'll shower before bed if we go out again that night. But after, on a work night, it's usually get up, go to work, come home, or go skate on the way home from work, or go skate after stopping at home. Come home from skating, you're gross, you have to shower, and then you're good for the rest of the night. But otherwise, I couldn't just do it in the morning.
Well,
like, I don't want to go in. I don't want to get into my bed after like being gross.
Men sweat more.
Okay.
I don't know, but I think Benny Blanco's routine is get up in the morning, roll out of your bed with Selena Gomez, try to dodge all of the crumbs from the Doritos you were eating in bed, and then like change your shirt, maybe like rub a perfume sample from a magazine on your armpits. I do love walk
this.
Out the door.
There's this one Instagram reel that I've seen like multiple times because it keeps getting reposted. It's like day in the life of a 20-year-old with no job. It's like he gets up, he plays Madden, he eats.
I saw that too. Yeah, it was so bad.
He's like, I order Shake Shack. Yeah, I didn't tip. And then he wakes up and he's got a Hawaiian Punch blue jug next to him that he drinks as soon as he wakes up, and the top comment was just like drinking room temperature Hawaiian Punch. The first thing you do when you wake up is fucking crazy.
Day in the life of a brain rot victim. Thank you.
If you are a brain rot victim, it means you need knee surgery.
Yeah. That's one of the new metas in brain rot humor, is talking about knee surgery for some reason.
I have no idea what it means, but I showed Mary, the true sequel to Polar Express, which is, the knee surgery express.
Right. Yeah. I don't quite get it either, which is how I know, once again, I'm getting old.
Yeah.
I don't know the brain rot language
We're both
anymore.
aging out.
Yeah, I'm aging out of the brain rot.
All right. Kim Kardashian.
Okay, this made me really uncomfortable. Tesla recently unveiled their Optimus humanoid robots that are supposed to do servant tasks for you in your home. And now Kim Kardashian has gotten her grubby little hands on one of them. And it seems like she has a crush on this robot. Like, she has the hots for a robot. And she posted a whole photo shoot with her Optimus in their cyber cab, where she is sitting on Optimus's lap, sensually.
Yes.
Interlocking fingers with Optimus. And she seems to have a budding romance with this robot.
There's the picture of them holding hands.
And it just couldn't be more creepy.
There she is.
Why are you sitting on the robot's lap? Why?
Because she did the meme. She literally did the meme.
The meme being that,
know.
Women are going to be having sex with robots more than humans in the next 10 years.
Between the sex toys and the fleshlights, basically nobody's going to be having sex with any other human beings if these people have their way.
Kim Kardashian gets handsy with Tesla bot in bizarre photo shoot. She's got a new boo, and he's fully charged.
I'm telling you right now, Elon loved this.
And he's fully charged?
Yeah. His battery's full.
Bro. And this is supposed to cost $30,000. That's actually more affordable than like a brand new pickup truck these days. Like, that's actually insane.
What I find
she's getting too familiar. Like, this is... I guess they're calling this her cyber queen era.
Yeah. Well, do you think this is just another step on the stage to try and destroy human connection? Is this the global elites trying to get human beings away from one another so they can cause population collapse and destroy humanity?
They're normalizing human-robot relationships.
Yep.
That's for sure.
Yep.
They're normalizing seeking out intimacy or romance with robots.
Subservience, that movie that came out this year, would have you believe that every, home AI bot you get is going to look like Megan Fox. So
it's not science fiction.
Yep.
So I guess that Kim has found her forever husband now.
Well, I mean,
he doesn't have a personality,
it'll
so
never
you can never
disagree
get in
with her.
fights.
It'll never disagree with her. It won't ever complain. The real question is, will the one skill she allow it to have is to tell her how to dress?
I think that's
what it will be. Yeah.
We have a 20 from Cesario JPN. Kim Kardashian created Skynet, confirmed by her actions with the Tesla bot. The things Tesla bot has seen in the Kardashian household.
Yeah. Yeah. Look.
Wait, what does that mean?
I don't want to know what's going on in the Kardashian household. Not beyond, what comes out on those Kardashian reality shows. But I'm telling you right now, she is not Sarah Connor. She is not Sarah Connor, and this is not Terminator. I made a Terminator reference yesterday that people in the chat got.
She's going to do a couple's costume next Halloween with her Tesla robot dressed up as Sarah Connor.
I mean, we're kind of at that point, right? Everyone's sick of each other's shit, so they're like, look, I don't need human connection anyways. I can get the Pookie dating app if I want to try and find a boyfriend, and the rest of the time I'll just talk to my Optimus bot.
Truly, the more selfish people become, the more alluring this option will be. We have another $50 super chat from Just 'Cause I'm Free. Thank you. Kim K robot is just as plastic and fake as her. Hopefully their romance lasts longer than her marriage.
There's plenty of people who will make in-depth psychoanalysis and cultural analysis of how excessive plastic surgery and the ambiguity that we've given to human features has pushed us towards this direction anyways. They'll use big words and lots of graphics, and it'll be really, really intellectual. We're not intellectual here. That's not our job. Our job is to make fun of stupid things that celebrities do. Mary's the intellectual one, but that's not what this topic is.
I don't even know if I want to own that, but
yeah.
You're right, though. I think it makes sense since she has tried to modify her natural appearance so much that she would end up being with something less than human. It's true. Her relationship with a robot is going to last longer than her marriage.
I think what's interesting is look, I love Terminator. You guys know that I love Person of Interest, Reset the Clock, the counter. And I think when people thought of what the world would look like when artificial intelligence took over, is they imagined that the singularity, the moment when the AI becomes sentient, because it's dramatic and you can imagine it coming to life, and then the downfall of humanity from that point. But let's face it, what the downfall of humanity will actually look like is a slow roll of knee surgery, brain rot, and Optimus robots leading you to kids who are no longer getting an education because they're writing all their articles with the help of ChatGPT, and society will fall apart in a way that's far less theatrical and far less interesting, to be honest. At least theatrically, it will be far less visual than what we get to see in the movies. It likely will not be Terminator robots. It will just be the downfall that we bring upon ourselves, being the highest form of intelligence in society being destroyed by machines.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a sci-fi trope. The robots are not going to become sentient. If you believe that they will, you know, you're welcome to defend that take. I just don't believe robots will ever become sentient because that would require them to be ensouled. But what they are going to do is make human beings less sentient. They're You
mean that they won't have souls, but they will be indistinguishable from the intelligence of a human?
No.
What do you mean?
What I mean is robots will never become sentient.
Okay.
But the prevalence of humanoid robots in, doing human jobs or being, I guess, romantic partners to human beings, all of these things, they are going to lower the sentience and intellect of human beings, which we are born with.
There's a question.
They're going to dull our own innate intellectual curiosity and need for connection.
Yeah, who even needs to let society be destroyed by cool-looking T-800 Terminators when human beings stop having sex together because robots start doing it for them? You're just destroying society in a different way.
Yeah, and it's not even, I have to say, they don't even really look cool, if I'm being honest.
These bots? No, not very. Not in my estimation, but that
also,
would take time.
Some people were disturbed by her support for Tesla because they hate Elon Musk.
They think she's a closet MAGA babe.
Comments. They say, sorry, Kim, you're not going to normalize this weird behavior for us. We don't want this. Another one said, Elon gave you the hookup, I see. Wonder who you voted for. They said, one of them said, MAGA mommy, we see you.
See, here's the thing. I think personally, I think she writes in Ron Paul every year. That's what I think. I think Kim Kardashian
Tesla
was
even
all
commented.
in on the Ron Paul revolution.
Tesla commented and said, Optimus asked if you're still on for dinner this Friday. They are, like, the Tesla Corporation is promoting the idea that you can have a romantic relationship with one of these robots. They want you to start thinking of those possibilities. And some people were playing into it. They're like, so your soulmate is a robot. I hope he treats you right. This is insane. Like, are we just okay with this now?
I mean, we live in a society where celebrities are so narcissistic to begin with that a robot... It's kind of like they used to talk about how the best friend for a celebrity is their little dog that they carry around in their purse because they eschew human connection. So maybe when you're somebody like a Kim Kardashian, the best you can hope for is a robot.
Right. She finally found the man of her dreams. We have a 20 from Zach. Sorry, it's a well-known fact among men with long hair that you don't shampoo and condition it every day. Everyone should still take a quick shower or bath to clean their body, but hair isn't necessary for guys with natural hair. I don't wash my hair every day either. I just think, you're kind of throwing the baby out with the bathwater, no pun intended, when you're saying, I'm just not going to shower.
I wash my hair every day. I never use conditioner.
Well, you're a guy, so you don't really need.
And I don't use, but I don't use. No, by choice. Like I don't use the 9-in-1. I love those the graphic images of it's like shampoo, conditioner, body wash, DVD player. It's like 9 separate things all at one time. I just use shampoo.
Thank you.
Eating the dogs, they're eating the cats, eat the cat, eat the cat. They're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats, eat the cat, eat the cat.
Who is Eek the cat anyways?
They're eating the cats, eat the cat.
All right.
Just because I'm free said, interesting take here. Robot sentient will happen eventually and be able to upload the cloud. Heaven robots will see people as a house cat. I don't see that happening, to be honest, but I could be proven wrong.
We will have to wait and see.
Actually, I couldn't be proven wrong. But anyway, we're going to show a couple of videos that Kim Kardashian shared from her new friend.
This one first?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Okay. Hi. Can you do this? I love you. You know how to do that?
That's so
Okay.
creepy.
What should we do?
You know what she should ask it? Middle finger, thumb out, or thumb in?
That's what we need to know.
Go running. Let's go for a run.
Think she runs? Does Kim Kardashian do cardio?
Can she at this point?
There's a 20 there.
that
from
much
Boosted
silicone.
Yogi.
Boosted Yogi said, "I'm buying that video." What video?
I don't know which video in particular.
I don't know.
Let's. Do we have another video here?
Yes.
What was that? This one?
You didn't show the rest of his tricks though.
Oh, was there more? Was there more? Did I miss the rest of it? Hold on.
Do you know how to do... Oh, you are Hawaiian.
he's dancing.
okay.
That's cultural appropriation right there.
Someone tell
Canceled.
Moana.
Next, because Elon's hanging out with Trump, it's gonna do YMCA.
And then she posted one saying, "Optimus is here to take me for a ride in the cyber cab."
Okay, guys. My ride is here. The new Tesla Cybercabs.
I don't care for how the cyber cab looks either.
Not a fan? Too ostentatious for you?
It just looks dumb.
Just kidding. Oh,
Cars used
my
to look
God. Look at these rims.
It's like it was specifically designed for Kim Kardashian and her weird, bare, minimalist,
Yeah.
futurist aesthetic. I don't like it.
I suppose when you've reached her level of fame and success, it takes something to get you going.
Cars
the most
used to
image.
look cool, and cars used to have character. No, they all look the same.
Did you see the
It's boring.
the Jaguar Jaguar redid
Yes!
their logo and
Yeah, Jaguar got rid of the Jaguar from their logo. This
It's
is
the
the kind of
worst.
minimalism that I thought had fallen out of fashion by now, but they're still going. There's no
Yeah.
Jaguar in the Jaguar logo.
makes no sense. There's a whole running list on Twitter of like all the logos that have been destroyed by modernity.
Yeah. I hope they go back eventually. I'm sure that the trend will change back to original.
That would be like one day our logo will just be Helvetica pop culture crisis, and that's
No,
all
it'll
be.
just be like the shape of the letters vaguely.
Probably. All right, so guys, I would be interested to know what you in the chat think. Do you think that the robots are eventually going to come for
Are
us?
they
'Cause-
going to destroy us all?
All right, let's move on. Sharon Osbourne.
Yeah, Sharon Osbourne has recently shared what Ozempic did to her quality of life, and it's not good. Skeletal Sharon Osbourne is on an irreversible downward spiral after Ozempic use. This inside source is saying it wrecked her metabolism and there is no going back. And just so you know, this woman is 72 years old, definitely not as resilient as most of the celebrities who are using this experimentally for vain reasons, and it had major consequences for her. She does not look recognizably the same as she did before. Look at that photo.
Yeah.
That's insane. And it's not just the weight loss. Obviously, she has gotten a huge amount of plastic surgery and cosmetic procedures that also changed her appearance for the worse.
Yeah.
And she has admitted that as well. She's spoken openly about all of this, which I respect. At least you're not lying.
She's old now. She doesn't have to care.
Right,
Like,
she's too old
She
to
doesn't
care.
have an image to upkeep.
Right. Well, you would think that, but then she did go on Ozempic for vain reasons.
Yeah, she wasn't big.
Yeah. So this inside source claims this has wrecked her metabolism. She's also had a range of procedures, including gastric band, full facelifts, one of which she called a cyclops facelift because of what it did to disfigure her face, a tummy tuck, an eye lift, breast implants, abdominoplasty. I didn't even know that existed. Botox, and I'm sure fillers as well. But here it says, a worried friend told us the weight loss drugs have wrecked her. There is no going back for her. She simply can't put the weight back on that she needs to regain a healthy look. It just shows the dangers of these quick fix cures. They're not good for the body. Her weight is on an irreversible downward spiral.
Yeah, she's not as resilient as she was when she was younger. Her body wouldn't be as resilient as it would be when it's younger.
Right, exactly. And she wasn't even fat before.
No.
She was slightly overweight. Slightly.
I wouldn't even go that
Very
far.
slight. Because she said that she was like 140 something pounds, which
At how tall?
she's my height. She's like 5'1" or 2.
Okay.
and that is technically overweight, but like by a hair. And you can easily lose that naturally, but this was a new wonder drug on the market back in 2022, and I still credit us with being some of the first people who ever talked about it.
Yep.
And she started it in December 2022. She realized that she was losing weight so fast it was almost going to threaten her life, because she got down to like 97 pounds really, really quickly. But then she assumed once she stopped the drug that, the weight would come back, and it didn't.
That's scary.
Like, it's just like this permanently for her, it seems.
Yeah, that's very scary.
That's been the result. So she told herself she needed to stop losing weight after taking the drug. She started it, and she was 142 pounds at the beginning. For the first 2 or 3 weeks, I felt very nauseous. The nausea went away, but once you're on it, you don't feel hungry and you don't eat. It's not talked about, but you can get a blockage in your bowel. I haven't been on it for 3 or 4 months. My weight has stabilized. I went down to 97 pounds and it was like, oh no, I needed to put some weight back on, which I have, but obviously not to the extent that she needs to. And obviously these are all side effects that are already publicly known, but that's not what's being sold to them, especially if you're getting this like off label.
The thing that I feel bad most for women in this situation is like there's no like age, like there's no age cutoff there where suddenly you're immune to this type of vanity.
Definitely,
she's in her 70s, right? Like you'd think that she was at when she's had her kids, she's had her family, a long flourishing career. And you'd think that at that point you'd be more focused on strong quality of life rather than being 2 pounds overweight. But there's no immunity to that type of, I guess, not narcissism as much as it is self-consciousness.
Well, people aren't meant to see themselves in photos and videos like that.
Yeah.
Honestly.
And,
it must really mess with the human brain.
Absolutely. And I feel bad for her, right? Because at a certain point, you'd hope that she would focus more on how she feels rather than how she looks, but, But
also be thankful that you didn't take it as far as someone like Madonna, who is now unrecognizable.
Yeah.
That is the worst example, I think, that exists in Hollywood of someone who took just plastic surgery, injections, cosmetic procedures of all kinds way too far. Yeah. Like, she is the worst example of it, and I hope for everyone else's sake that that's like a cautionary tale. But the thing is, my opposition to Ozempic is like philosophical
rather than in principle.
No, yeah, like you can use it and that's fine, and it can achieve the result that you want for both health reasons and just cosmetic reasons that you want to look better. That's fine. And I like that people are just being upfront and honest that they care about their body looking a certain way. Yeah. Like, because we've just been in denial of that in the body positivity era, which is now dying out. But I have a philosophical problem with it because I feel like in order to lose weight, in order to lose extra weight, you should actually have to suffer. Like, that is an edifying experience, and it makes that change permanent because you've changed your brain chemistry.
It's the same process that comes true for like if you play video games with cheat codes on as opposed to actually beating the game.
Where's the fun in that?
There's no fun in that, right? Like, it's not actually worth it in that respect. You gain more through struggle.
Thank you.
Eating the dogs, they're eating the cats. Eat the cat, eat the cat. They're
Tonal
eating
issues.
the dogs, they're eating the cats. Eat the cat, eat the cat. They're eating the dogs,
20.
they're eating the cats. Eat the cat.
Dreamcast Knight said, "Hey Brett, the funeral with Vince and Trump is still on, and we know this because he wants Linda McMahon as the
Secretary of Education. She's the Secretary of Education. She was named the Secretary of Education. She worked in Trump's first administration. I did love the video that's going around showing Kane, otherwise known as Glenn Jacobs, the mayor of Knoxville, Tennessee, giving Linda McMahon, the new Secretary of Education, a tombstone pile driver on the ramp down to the ring. in WWE. I maintain that if politics is just going to be team sports and pro wrestling forever now, then it might as well be interesting to me at least some of the time. If I can't actually have like, good politics, I might as well have entertaining politics.
I think she's a good sport. Also, since the MAHA movement is in full swing, Make America Healthy Again, I really would be curious to know RFK's take on Ozempic specifically. Would he be pro or anti? I don't know.
I don't know. We'd have to ask him what he thinks of
RFK,
that.
if you're watching, please let us know. What
I
you
would
think
like
of
to think
Ozempic.
that he does. I would like to think
He's
that
pro?
he does watch. That he watches.
Oh yeah, I think he's one of our biggest fans.
He's one of our biggest fans. Yeah, it absolutely is the same type of thing that you just said, that working to achieve something, it sticks in your brain better and it lasts longer when you have to actually. It's kind of something that came up on IRL when I was on there like last Wednesday or something, where I was talking about how like Gen Z employees can't just come into a new job. Like, even if they're qualified for it, they go to college, they get a job in their field. There's all of these stories of like managers having to like show them how to do their jobs because like nothing that they learned in college stuck with them.
Or that they just need everything explained to them in pain detail.
Whereas if you do it on your own, it sticks in your brain better, right? Like so you can learn all of the film theory that you want, but if you want it to actually stick in your brain, you have to actually go out, use a camera, make mistakes, fix the mistakes, make changes, and then those things stick in your brain better, rather than somebody saying, this is the right way to do it, this is the wrong way to do it, don't do it this way. Just doesn't work that way. And it probably works on the same receptors of your brain as having to lose weight, through actually putting in the work.
But also, I feel like there's so much conflicting information on the internet about health and nutrition and everything, like literally everything health related, that people just get overwhelmed and they're like, I'm just going to take this injection and simplify this because I can't believe everyone. Everyone is equally confident that their way of fitness and nutrition and whatever is the way.
Yeah.
And you can't trust everyone, and some of them actually are lying.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's surprising people are just taking the easy way out.
It's a recipe to harm your sense of self-image, because if you lose weight through diet and exercise and you actually physically make yourself go out, get exercise to feel better, you will then correlate getting exercise with feeling better, which makes the exercise easier to do.
True.
Right? So that's like a big part of it for me is like at 38 years old, skating for me is more about the physical activity than it is about the sport itself for me. I feel infinitely better after going out after work and skating for an hour, not because, putting your body through rigorous activity is good for you, but just because mentally it gets your endorphins rushing and everything's moving, and you just feel better when you're done. And that's a heck of a lot better than taking to that chemically. So, all right.
Well, the other day, I came across an incredibly special piece of old media from back in the ancient days of 2006. An issue of Us Weekly from the 2000s that's titled Hollywood in Virgin Territory. This is from July 10th, 2006. Chastity may be a virtue, but it's hard to come by in Hollywood. Who has made the effort?
The ancient days of a year after I graduated high school.
Yeah. Back in the Dizzy.
Okay.
The olden days of 2006. I mean, if you think about it, it really was such a different time.
Yes.
And it's only because times have changed so fast. Not because it was actually that long ago, but the culture has shifted so quickly.
I mean, 20 years is a long time for us when you're living it. But it's not a long time in the cosmic
in the grand scheme of
things. In the grand scheme of things, it's not a long time.
Yes, and Hollywood's seemingly positive outlook on a virtue like chastity in this example, it was shocking to see it. And I think there's no way you would see any Hollywood media publication talk about this subject,
No,
let
because
alone see it as a good thing.
I don't even think it's necessarily about seeing it as a good thing or a bad thing. I think they just consider it so obsolete that it's not even worth discussing.
That it would never even be addressed.
And the problem is now it would get a political label. It would be labeled as trad or conservative.
In 2024,
which is
it
boring
would
and
not
stupid.
even be addressed, or if it ever came up, it would be mocked and denigrated.
I don't even think necessarily that. I think they would just ignore it. Like, I don't think it would be mocked or denigrated. I think they would just ignore it.
I'm sure I could, if we like went into a deep dive on this subject, I could find plenty of examples where Hollywood is denigrating.
I mean, I'm trying to think.
Purity.
I'm thinking more of like a magazine specifically denigrating it. Like examples
They would prefer every single time to instead celebrate degeneracy rather than shit on purity and virtue. Yeah, definitely.
Yep.
And that's more effective anyway for a lot of these Cosmo type publications. But here it says Hilary Duff as the first example of a Hollywood starlet saving her purity. The good girl, 18, just confessed to Elle that she is a virgin. It doesn't mean I haven't thought about sex, she said. It doesn't sound special when pals talk about it.
Okay.
Current status, she has a boyfriend of 2 years, Joel Madden, 27.
This clashes horribly with Landman, which I'm watching, where the 17-year-old daughter Ainsley just talks endlessly to her own dad about sex in super graphic detail, and his ex-wife is basically like a predatory cougar who's like, if she breaks up with her boyfriend, I'm gonna do him. Like,
you see the contrast between 2006 and 2024.
Not that long ago.
Pretty.
18 years ago, and that's how things have changed.
Right. Also, just gonna mention the age gap thing was not as taboo back then, because they just said here that Joel Madden was 25, dating 16-year-old Hilary Duff.
Yeah.
Kind of weird. Jessica Simpson, her dad Joe once said his chaste daughter, now 26, could, quote, do it till she's blue in the face after marrying Nick Lachey. Current status, they are separated since November. I guess that's referring to 2005.
Yeah.
But was linked to Adam Levine, who denies hanky-panky.
Denies hanky-panky. Even that phrasing is weird.
It's actually kind of quaint that they're using words like that. Pop Culture Junkie said, Mary, agree with you on the suffering for weight loss. Spent a couple of years dropping 65 pounds through exercise and calorie restrictions. Not repeating that is a great motivator to keep off the pounds. Discipline does work.
Yeah, if you actually have to suffer to lose the weight, then you're like, I don't want to freaking go through that again.
They also listed Britney Spears on there. I really wish I had never said anything on her 1999 virginity declaration. Is that a thing that she did? She declared her virginity?
Were there like Hollywood given purity rings or something? I don't know about any of this.
I guess people really brought this up though, and that was when she was with Justin Timberlake.
Yeah.
Like, people were interested in this.
Yeah, so again, I've mentioned many times we're watching Roswell, and they make a big deal about the teenagers waiting for to lose their virginity. I'm like, they would never even bother with that now.
That would never even be addressed.
It would never
compare that to Euphoria.
It
right?
wouldn't make any sense even as a storyline in current year because nobody would buy it.
Right. Yeah. Which is ironic, because if you actually look at the way Gen Z is behaving in the real world, it does not reflect how they're portrayed in Hollywood, in TV shows and movies. Completely opposite.
Yeah, because they're all socially awkward, uncomfortable around one another, and put off by the idea of sex.
A show like Euphoria is literally just made for millennials to watch it and fantasize about what it would be like to be a teenager in the 2020s. It's completely not based in reality.
I also, look, if I'm being completely honest, I could imagine that every single woman on this list is lying, and that they're doing it because at the time it was still good publicity.
Was it good publicity in 2006? I feel like by 2006 it even was considered embarrassing.
Nah, not nearly to the extent now.
Because there were so many tropes in movies about how girls and guys are like embarrassed, like deathly embarrassed mortified by their own virginity. Like, that's a theme in so much of the media from back then.
I mean, yeah, but that's like a theme in movies about normal people, not celebrities. Celebrities were at one time supposed to be held to a higher standard where they were supposed to be a role model. I mean, we have that debate now about whether celebrities should even be considered role models. Because my whole point is that you should, if your kids are looking to celebrities for role models, you should make some changes.
In 2003, Jessica Simpson famously waited until her wedding night to have sex. She told this magazine in 2003, "It was the most amazing moment of my life. I'm so lucky I didn't lose my virginity in the back of a Jeep or something. Instead, I had this amazing elaborate wedding and topped it off with that." They also listed Adriana Lima here, the Victoria's Secret supermodel, who is a devout Catholic and was waiting until marriage. She talked about it in a GQ interview in 2006, saying, "They have to respect that this is my choice. If there's no respect, that means they don't want me." And she also, I think this is a misquote, but Adriana Lima said, like, you know, it's flattering that men find me attractive, but I also remember they would have sex with a McChicken.
I remember that.
So I don't let it get to my head.
Yeah.
Which always made me laugh. Unfortunately, Adriana Lima got cheated on by her husband. They're no longer together.
Who was her husband?
Doesn't always work out. It says he's a basketball player named Marco Jaric.
Oh, okay.
They married in 2009.
Well,
a few years after her interview.
It's just, you are 110% correct that these storylines just wouldn't exist today, and nobody even assumes. It's like, it's how sad is it that you can't even assume that someone could be seen as pure, lest we denigrate them and tell them they're weird for doing so, and that's not really the point. That's like I said, one of the great things about one of the great things about Roswell is, like, they're all pretty innocent, you know, like for the most part. I mean, like, I think all of them, other than Michael, are like not sexually active until they get married.
Right. But that's just like, it wasn't something they even thought about writing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It wouldn't have been, it wouldn't have been on the minds of the writers back then. But
it's like almost unthinkable now.
Yeah.
That would be portrayed in a show or a movie, or even that you would conduct yourself like that in real life, which is just shocking the way things have changed so much. The only like younger stars that came to mind in these examples was Justin Bieber and Hailey, formerly Baldwin, now Hailey Bieber. They got married in 2018, in September 2018. They'd only been, they had been friends for like a decade since they were kids, but they were only dating for like a few months before that.
Okay.
And they talked about how they never had sex until they actually got married at the courthouse. And
well, if they were having sex at a courthouse, that's a whole nother
not
problem.
at the courthouse, but you know what I mean. It's just interesting that they talked about this so openly, and Justin is very open about his faith and everything. But people haven't really, you know, been mean to them about that. This says in their Vogue interview from 2019, when the couple reconnected, Justin was more than a year into a self-imposed tenure of celibacy. He had what he calls a legitimate problem with sex. It was his remaining vice, an addiction that had long since ceased to provide him any pleasure. Not having sex, he decided, was a way for him to feel closer to God. He doesn't ask us not to have sex for him because he wants rules and stuff. He's like, I'm trying to protect you from hurt and pain. I think sex can cause a lot of pain. Sometimes people have sex because they don't feel good enough, because they lack self-worth. Women do that. Guys do that. I wanted to rededicate myself to God in that way because I really felt it was better for the condition of my soul, and I believe that God blessed me with Hailey as a result. There are perks. You get rewarded for good behavior. And it was speculated at the time that they got married fast because she was pregnant. Yeah. That is not true. We know that now. But they did have a child since then, like earlier this year.
Yep.
So it's nice to see a happy ending in one of those stories, at least.
All right. Let's move on. Let's go to, what would you like to see, cringe or cute of the day?
You decide today. I can't always know.
All right. Well, we'll do cringe first. I always like getting cringe
choose
out of the way
cringe.
first. I always prefer to get cringe out of the way first. Here we go.
You actually might find this cute or heartwarming. It depends on what type
If
of person
anybody's
you
singing
are.
happy birthday at a restaurant, it's not
It's
cute,
not
it's
that.
evil. Okay, here we go.
It might be worse.
My daughter thinks that you are so cute. Oh my God. What's your name? Well, good to meet you, Will.
Why do you have to do her like that?
My daughter thinks that you are so cute. Oh my God.
See, if they had done this on Landman, at least it would have been a wholesome interaction between the daughter and the dad, right? Why couldn't they have done something like this?
They're like, it's haunting.
Why
me
does
now.
the daughter have to be a whore? Okay. All right, that was not.
Was it cute or cringe?
That was cute, not cringe.
I found it cringe.
No, okay. I mean,
Maybe that's just
it's cute in its cringiness. How about that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Time for cute of the day, guys. Here we go. This is from Gold Digger Comic Universe Review. Says Callie trying to beat her brother's socks to say hi to me this morning. Oh,
Cute
that
pause.
is very cute.
Name a more iconic duo. I'll wait.
Oh my.
Oh.
That is awesome. All right. Very
pretty.
cute. Thank you for that. And one more here. This one's from Kyle Johnson. Says, this is my 9-month-old American dingo named Nar. He loves to watch me as much as he loves belly rubs.
I love that his name is Nar.
Nar is a great, I had a friend who had a dog named Nar.
Wait, because of that?
No. It's just, it was a skating term.
The Australian.
Yeah. No, it's Nar was a skating term back in the day.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Very cute.
Let's move on.
Rumor has it that Disney briefly considered axing Rachel Zegler from Snow White recently after her insane anti-Trump tirade on Instagram. Obviously, this comes off hard to believe because we are mere months away from the release of this movie in theaters and there is no going back at this point. It is, in fact, too late, but there were inside sources telling Daily Mail that Disney was looking for options to get rid of her because this has been, not strike 3, but like strike 10, 11 maybe at this point. It says an insider explains Disney would love to be able to tell her to stop talking, but it's simply too late. They had talked about removing Rachel from the role several times when it was shooting in 2022. She's a loose cannon and caused issues during the production because she didn't agree with how the film plot strayed from the classic movie's plot. That's something I really wanted to emphasize. It sounds like if this inside source knows at all what they're talking about and has any real insight. Yeah. It sounds like Disney production had tensions with Rachel Zegler because she was trying to keep the live action remake faithful to the original movie.
I don't believe that for a second.
That's what they're saying.
No, I read it in the article. I had to read it twice.
the way that Jenna Ortega had to go toe to toe with the script writers on Wednesday, telling them, "Hey, look at this line. A character like Wednesday Addams would never say this." And then she saved the character from becoming super cringy.
Completely at odds with everything else she said at that original D23 interview. I don't believe that for a second.
But knowing that the film had already been completed, at least before reshoots at the 2022 D23 interview, maybe it was like an overcompensation thing. Like she's really like heavily celebrating how different how different the remake is from the original because she was told that she needed to have that outlook on it. I just find that really surprising that the source would say that.
I find it surprising too. So surprising that I don't believe it.
Like it was Gal Gadot's idea the whole time for her to never fall in love.
I love that.
I mean, I do think that Gal Gadot deserves more backlash. Not more than Rachel Zegler, of course, but she was in the same video saying she's not gonna fall in love with the prince. She's not gonna be saved by the prince. She was also emphasizing that very heavily.
She has years upon years of goodwill stored up that negates any of that. She
just won't. No one will listen to anything she says.
She doesn't have a track record of annoying people. And in general, like it or not, Gal Gadot comes off as a more experienced, classier performer, classier professional who, like the last time we covered this, somebody said on the stage, Gal would turn to Rachel and be very ingratiating and wanted to share the stage with her. Who knows if that's real or not? I'm sure that they have their own political disagreements that make things hard to come by.
Awkward.
But they said that Rachel couldn't even feign that same level of fakeness. Look, I say it all the time. If you're going to be fake and do so in a way that's actually going to make you money.
Right.
Yeah.
Noting that the actress could simply have turned down the role if she had so many issues with the plot, this inside source continued, quote, "She read the script. If she didn't like it, then she should have not taken it. It wasn't until after the film was wrapped that she really started creating drama. She's been a nightmare, but there's nothing they can do to control what she says. Everyone is well aware of how difficult she is. They say right now it is way too late to shelve the film. As much as people think that her recent comments and controversies will hurt the film, it's likely not the case. If anything, it generates more publicity and attention to the film, which leads to increased sales."
No.
They're also saying the film is Snow White and it could really sell with anyone in the lead. That's not exactly true either.
Okay.
Because look at her track record as well.
Yes.
Her entire career, first off, her first actual breakout role
West Side Story
was Steven Spielberg's West Side Story.
Nobody went and saw it.
Tragic flop. What else has she been
She was in Shazam.
Okay, Shazam.
Nobody
did
went and
Shazam Fury of the Gods do well?
No.
Did not.
But she was fine in it.
Songbirds and Snakes, the
Yes, did
Hunger
well.
Games prequel, that one did well.
We sang her praises in that. Look, I thought she was fine
Yeah.
in both Shazam and Hunger Games. I don't think that she's necessarily an awful actress. I think she's about as talented as anybody that age who's not really all that special. She's fine. She's perfectly serviceable. But here's the thing. Perfectly serviceable does not get you the leash needed to say the things that you're saying. And everything that person said before about how bad press helps a movie is not true anymore.
Well, it did help with It Ends With Us.
That was drama, not what. That was multi-sided drama. Not everybody hates this one person.
Drama.
That was
about...
intrigue around the cast together, not
Yeah.
one person saying stuff that insults 50% of the general public and who they vote for. No.
Right. That's to mention the Trump rant that she posted on Instagram. If you weren't aware of that, she said in this Instagram post, she hopes that Trump's supporters and voters and Trump himself, quote, never know peace. And she basically said, F Trump and all of you are trash if you voted for him. But then she walked it back with a little apology statement a few days later.
I would like to give these people some advice. What they should start doing, write all this out, save it up. And I just mean really save up all the mean things you want to say. This is going to require a little bit of an investment in yourself. It's going to be delayed gratification. So think all these things, write out all the mean stuff and put it in your notes app and save it till like week 4 of the movie's release. When the movie has made the majority of its money, then go out and say all of the awful stuff you want to say. Like I'm down. At least then I know that you're smart enough as a business person to wait and try and hoodwink us into spending our money. I will tip my cap to you if you do that. Not before the movie's released, not in week 1, not in week 2, not even in week 3. I would invite you to just not do it at all, because that's kind of the approach that I take with most of these things is like, how important are your opinions really?
Well, this will come up later when we're talking about Wicked and Cynthia Erivo's antics. But if they did that, they would probably realize that a week later they didn't feel as strongly about whatever it was they wanted to tweet about, and it wouldn't be a problem in the first place. But I think people like Rachel Zegler prove a principle in Hollywood.
Yeah.
This is the pattern of not just individual performers, but also big studios in Hollywood failing upwards.
Yeah.
Because you can see in each of her projects, it's not like she has been going up, you know, incrementally, exponentially becoming more successful with each project, but she's getting more roles anyway. And Disney is doing the same exact thing, where it's a totally hit or miss, more often miss than hit for them, and yet they continue just
getting the roles
going on. And
look, West Side Story, not her fault. Ensemble film.
Doesn't matter though if it's her fault or not. Your star power suffers nonetheless.
But I mean, her star power has nothing to do with her acting. She's not known for she is not like an opinionated actor with the resume to back it up. She's done a couple of movies that are okay, but nobody remembers those. Like, say what you want about annoying Mark Ruffalo, but people still know him. More people still know him as the Hulk than annoying Mark Ruffalo.
Sure.
People in this space know him as annoying Mark Ruffalo. People in this space know Chris Evans as annoying Chris Evans. Everybody else knows him as Captain America. And I can still go back and watch all of those Captain America performances and applaud him for doing great work. Okay? First do the great work, then be the annoying person.
Well,
more advice from me to you.
Speaking of Marvel and also of failing upwards for Rachel Zegler, despite all of these rumors that Disney has put her in the doghouse, there is a new rumor from one of these scoop accounts that Marvel is considering Rachel Zegler for a mystery role in the MCU in one of these upcoming movie projects.
Yeah.
This is from My Time to Shine Hello. He said, Marvel Studios wants Rachel Zegler for a role. Which role do you think she should play? And then I see one person in the replies say, Citizen Number 1 in the opening disaster scene as an asteroid strike incinerates her village, removing all life from a 40-mile area, guaranteeing no future in any Marvel project.
You know what they could do? They could turn her into like Marvel needs their own Stan Lee cameo. Like a lot of people are saying they need to turn Deadpool into the new Stan Lee for Marvel and have him cameo in every movie. Maybe what they do is they turn like this, and this would work in Rachel Zegler's favor because it would show some humility and it would be really funny. She shows up like Kenny from South Park as a different character in every Marvel movie and promptly dies.
Oh.
And promptly gets killed in some type of
That's not a bad idea.
In some type of like sky beam, a building falls on her. I guarantee you within 3 movies, the public sentiment around her would shift and it would turn positive.
Yeah, I think if she showed that she were willing to be the butt of the joke sometimes, that would help immensely.
Like she shows up to say something annoying and then the villain kills her by accident. Like a building just falls on her.
Yeah, well, she's probably not going to be in anything DC going forward. So
I'll tell you what, she's surpassed Brie Larson. I bet you Brie Larson will get more leeway now.
She's surpassed Brie Larson
in annoyingness.
In annoyingness, not in career success. Not quite yet. William Thompson sent us 20. Mary would make the perfect Snow White, pale-skinned, blonde, looks like the sun hasn't hit her skin in 20 years. Well, I would have to have black hair for the role, and I don't know if I'm willing to do that.
Yeah, like have you ever used like those filters on the apps that turn your hair a different color?
Yeah, I mean, I had black hair for a while.
Yeah.
I dyed it black, and it was not exactly a look. But yeah, this is the rumor. Rachel Zegler is going to be in the MCU because it couldn't possibly get any worse, right?
We will have to wait and see. I've given you many suggestions here today, Marvel and Disney. I suggest you take all of them and use it to your benefit.
Yes. All right. Corey Anderson said, was this after the 20s? Yes. Corey Anderson said, OC sent me a video on IG to prove y'all have other furniture.
Yes.
She's the sweetest young lady. Brett, don't F this up. I will take her side.
Yeah.
In the divorce.
We don't have a lot.
Who gets custody of Corey Anderson?
She can have custody of Corey Anderson.
Yeah.
I'll take custody of Toast. We have a couch. It's not a good couch. It literally looks like it was designed to destroy your back. It's not good. It works better as like a fold-out futon than it does.
Looks like a couch, but it's actually a torture device.
It kind of is. Yeah, it kind of is. We don't really spend. We're only spending time out there now because we put the Christmas tree up. So there's like a reason to spend time in the living room with Christmas decorations.
Just look at the tree.
Yeah.
You know. Blaga said, "Did you guys really not cover the huge Pokemon hack?" Well, when did that happen? I don't even...
That was a while ago.
I vaguely remember it happening, and I think maybe Dane telling us about it at the time.
Yeah, it was a while ago.
I don't know if it ever came up on the show. Shane H. Wilder said, this is the last year anyone can bring up that my birthday is shared with Biden, and do we really consider him a Catholic in good standing? Well, he's Catholic, but I don't consider him a Catholic in good standing, and That's not to say that you're anything like Biden, even though you're birthday twins.
We
will not speak of it again.
Did he ever make it out of the rainforest? Did we find out?
Maybe he just walked away and nobody found him.
I really do believe that we could make Madam
Got
Web
whisked
2.
away by a monkey.
We could make Madam Web 2 out of that whole debacle. Or even,
Yeah.
I think they're making a remake of Congo, so they could do that.
Okay. Mr. Joker said, did Mary beat up Jay Leno?
Did you see
What?
that?
Why am
Did
I
you
getting
see?
called out right
Did
now?
you see
I
his
did
face?
see. Yeah.
It's not just a
Yeah.
black eye; it's his whole face.
It's like one side of his face.
He looks like Two-Face, except for it's just black and blue and not deformed.
He shouldn't have taken the eye patch off, to be honest. Nobody wanted to see it.
I think what it is I mean, is it blood thinners?
Is it?
Is it like somebody in the
I
chat
don't
might
know.
know, but is it blood thinners that?
But he
cause
said that he fell down the stairs.
But I'm saying
right?
like he fell down, and the blood thinners meant that all the.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
But that was after he like almost got his face burnt off, too.
Yeah, that was last year.
Last year, like this guy can't catch a break. And then I saw a bunch of people saying it's a humiliation ritual. They were all saying that the Illuminati beat up Jay Leno. What did he do? Maybe he was on the Diddy tapes. At this point, who knows?
Let's do two more.
Could be anything. Daniel Franklin Henry Jr. said, first time catching alive, still recovering from seeing Mike Tyson's ass on my TV.
Yeah, man. Thank you for catching us live today. We appreciate that. I am sorry you had to
Thank
see
you.
that. We all had to see that.
Right. I mean, you can rest assured nobody's ass is going to be on this show.
Look, I know the conspiracy theory around the Black Eye Club. This was not the Black Eye Club. This was the Black Half of a Face Club.
Blackface
Yeah,
Club.
That's a different club altogether. Different club.
T-Dog said, how was Glenn Powell not selected as the SMA? Oh, yeah, I was saying, like, objectively,
He should have won.
if they were doing this meritocratically, Glenn Powell would have gotten Sexiest Man Alive.
Yeah.
But we just don't live in a fair, just world.
We do not.
Cleggy said, hey, PCC, I released a new song to check out called Dad Wants to Talk to You. It's about a relationship with your father and Heavenly Father. Bonus, my live shows do not involve simulating,
Sex,
Oh.
yeah.
Well, I'm glad. That would be very inappropriate if they did involve that. Thank you
that's
for
good.
shouting it out.
And hopefully people will go and check that out. Just the
It's
other day.
International Men's Day.
Yes.
So that's fitting.
Was that yesterday? I think that was
Today.
yesterday.
I think it's today.
It was yesterday. I think it was.
Isn't it?
Oh, the other thing, the funny thing was, guys, not only was it International Men's Day, it just so happened to fall on International Have a Bad Day.
What?
It was also International.
Why is there an International Have a Bad Day Day?
I have no idea. Why they fall on the same day? I have no idea.
F that. I had a good day.
And to the point about your song, I listened to the song Father of Mine by Everclear for the first time in like a decade the other day. Still a bop. You should go back and re-listen to it.
Okay.
Do one more.
Lucian Hex said, what is this? Womb? What does that mean?
It sounds like some of this brain rot language. That none of
Womb
us
to you both? I don't know what that means. Sorry.
All right, let's hold off on the rest and let's come back.
We briefly considered watching the Apprentice movie, and there was a lot of controversy about the release of this film. It's a portrayal of Trump and his rise to success in New York City, his mentorship. But now that the film is out and the hype is dead, Sebastian Stan, who portrayed Trump in the movie, is realizing it's having some negative consequences for his career. And he's actually facing what looks like blacklisting from the rest of the entertainment industry because people just don't want to be associated with this movie for all number of reasons. He can't get media interviews. Other celebrities don't want to talk to him. It's becoming a problem for his career. And a lot of people are calling this absolutely shameful because if there's a movie that makes Trump look bad, we should be talking about it all the time, right? But turns out it wasn't a huge success. Surprise, surprise. And Hollywood didn't even like it.
I mean, I don't think it's so much that they didn't like it. I think that the tide has turned enough. Look, there's a lot of discussion in the trades and everything about what Trump's presidency will mean for the business side of Hollywood, meaning mergers, acquisitions, the financial side of things, which is one of the reasons they think that David Zaslav was so congratulatory to Trump is he wants to be able to do more mergers and business acquisitions
Well,
through Warner Brothers.
Since you mentioned that, it was actually really difficult for the filmmakers of the Apprentice movie to even get a distributor to buy it.
Yeah, at first,
it took them a long time compared to other films that were being shown at these festivals to get a distributor, because people just didn't want to be associated with the politicized nature of it, and they didn't want to face legal trouble from Trump's team.
Look,
and they actually did threaten a defamation lawsuit.
And here's the thing, guys. Like, this is never going to end. Like, you'd think that things would, like, go out of fashion. And they're like, look, it's 2024. It's not 2016 anymore. It's been almost a decade. Maybe it's time to move on to something new. But they won't, and I'll tell you why. This is one of the things that I find hilarious about all of that is, like, they don't have the next boogeyman. They will try to make the next boogeyman. They'll just latch on to Ron DeSantis or J.D. Vance and say, it's like Trump, but worse. But none of those guys have Trump's charisma or Trump's ability to get under their skin, nor the connection back to old Hollywood that Trump has, because he was a reality TV star, a cultural icon, and they're going to lose. I think both parties will lose. I think the left will lose because they're not going to have the Trump bump that comes from talking about him, and the right will lose because they're not going to have the personality to coalesce around that Trump brings for everybody. And so people are sick of this. They're bored, but they still make endless movies about Nazis. They don't do anything about commies because Hollywood has their narratives, and they're going to keep pushing forward.
We have a couple of 20s. The Man Mustache said, late as usual, but apropos to Men's Health Awareness Month, here is health advice that everyone is going to hate. Go for a walk. Great for your mental and physical health. Every great journey starts with a single step. Stay toxic.
That is amazingly true advice.
We love that advice, actually.
That is amazingly true advice. We don't hate that advice. You should.
If you said go on a run, though, I would hate that.
And out here, like, particularly, this is a good time to do it because the weather is perfect right now for, like, a walk or a run. Like,
it's very introspective weather.
I love this weather.
Gordon Shumway said, Brett, please be careful around Mary. After what she did to Leno, I fear for you. Whatever she says, just say as you wish. No one will believe you fell down the stairs.
Who sang the song I Bruise Easily? Was that Natasha Bedingfield?
Wow.
I don't bruise easily, so I'll be fine.
I'm really getting thrown under the bus right now.
Mary would never.
So Sebastian Stan revealed he was offered to take part in Variety's Actors on Actors series, where actors interview each other and glaze each other endlessly.
They love it.
But, unfortunately for him, he couldn't do it because no publicist would allow their celebrity client to get paired with him and talk about the Apprentice movie. They don't want to put their celebrity client in the position where there are going to be headlines about them for weeks for saying something either positive or negative about Trump. That's how much of a firebrand he is.
This is what I love about it. They actually answer their own questions, so everybody's mad that nobody would work with him. But then in all of the articles that discuss it, they say, his controversial movie. I'm like, well, yeah, you said the word right there. Controversial movie. The actors don't want the controversy in a way that's not going to benefit them.
Well, let's watch this video where he explains the situation in full.
By the way, I'm going to look, I love Sebastian Stan as an actor. I think he's very, very talented. I think he's the better Richard Madden anyways. He's fantastic. I just think that doing this movie, and look, he had his own negative comments to say about Trump, whatever. If I didn't watch the movies of every actor who didn't like Trump, I would never watch any movies or television shows. That doesn't bother me, but you should have seen this coming. I mean, maybe not. Maybe you should. Maybe they didn't expect the outcome from the election and the way things are changing. But
it came out shortly before the election, actually.
No, but I'm saying, like, but they should have seen this coming. Like, even if he had lost, there would have been no momentum because then he's just gone and done and unimportant now.
Now they're saying, like, oh, this is the type of movie everyone's going to love in 30 years. Well, some good that does their money now.
No. Yeah.
The amount of love that I've received, from some of the biggest, both of us, I think, in terms of actors, directors, producers, writers who have seen the movie and they rave about it. But then, for instance, I had an offer to do Variety Actor on Actor this Friday, and I couldn't find another actor to do it with me because they were too afraid to go and talk about this
You mean too smart.
movie, so I couldn't do it. You know, and it doesn't matter. That's okay. That's not to point a finger at anybody. You know, I've gotten to
That's passive
do
aggressive.
a lot of great things, and that's not pointing at anyone specific. It was we couldn't get past.
Hold, please.
Hold, please.
Thank you. This is our 5th crisis party today. Speaking of Trump.
Dogs are eating the cats. Eat the cat. Eat the cat. They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. Eat the cat.
Okay, let's continue.
Or the people representing them because it was too afraid to talk about this movie, and it's like that's when I think we lose the situation. Like, because if it really becomes like that fear or that discomfort to talk about this, then we're really going to have a problem. There was an op-ed that came out that I sent to him in New York Times recently that I thought was really interesting, which said we have to stop pretending that Trump is not one of us. You know, and that's a really difficult thing to deal with at the moment, and I understand the emotions are very high, but I think that's the only way you're going to grasp this film. All it's saying is you cannot keep casting this person aside, especially after they get the popular vote. Should we not give this a closer look and try to understand what it is about this person that's even driving that?
Okay, you never tried to do that. Neither you nor this director ever once even feigned any sort of objectivity about this bullshit. Stop lying. The director condemned him at some lame award show where they were glazing each other once again. You said nothing but negative stuff about them. That's fine. That's how you feel. Own it. Don't walk it back later and take some bullshit intellectual approach to something you never took an intellectual approach to before. You wanted to create a movie that cast him in a certain light. You don't like the dude. That's fine. Don't lie about it.
It's funny how they made the movie to make Trump look bad so that presumably less people would vote for Trump.
Yeah.
And then once they realized that Trump won the popular vote, they're changing their tune. They're like, we actually made this movie so that we could like understand him
we wanted
on
to,
like a human level.
How does he
and,
work?
like, humanize
How does
him.
What makes a dude what makes Hitler tick? Huh? Bullshit. You're lying.
Oh, it's just... So, it's so pathetic the way that they pivoted the narrative so quick.
Like, look, if he would have said, look, he's like, look, I hate the guy. The director hates the guy. We wanted to make a movie because we hate the guy.
We had a lot of fun hating the same person together.
I would have had more respect for you if you had just said that. But what you did was not that, and you don't get to then condemn the other actors for being like, not walking on that landmine. You had 8 years of constantly framing this narrative, and it backfired on you. So don't walk it back now. Own it and move on to the next thing. I'm sure J.D. Vance will be perfectly fine for you to make fun of for the next 4 years.
Bro thought it was still 2018 Hollywood. Like, bro was so out of touch that he thought this was still the vibe.
Yeah.
People are sick of it. Even the wokes are sick of themselves. They're embarrassed of themselves.
Yeah.
At this point, they're done.
That's why we're gonna make Ghostbusters 2016 again.
There were a bunch of seething lib takes in response to this. One said, this is bleak. First, we get actors apologizing for expressing frustration after the election, Rachel Zegler. And now The Apprentice is going to be buried for what? Fear of retribution? This is alarming. We should be alarmed. Another said, this is disgusting. The only way we're going to get through what's coming is extreme solidarity. That just means groupthink. This is the exact opposite. Shame on these actors and publicists. Shame!
They're putting their careers first.
It's always social media activism until it's time to have a real conversation. Shame on these actors and their teams. This is such BS. I guarantee you that Sebastian's publicist is lying to him. And they made up the people are scared thing as to not hurt his feelings, that nobody knew he did a movie called The Apprentice. That take I agree with.
Okay, right there. That should not have... If you were looking to make a truly objective movie about this dude and really just understand the way that he thinks, this headline wouldn't exist.
What makes Hitler tick? Couldn't have said it better myself. Okay,
I'm
let's
done.
read some super chats. Sketch Therapy said, if it costs $30K, what are the... What is this? Odds? Oh, odds that Tim gets a robot. Oh,
You'd have to ask him.
I don't even want to think about that because it's gonna be walking around. It's gonna be out here. It's gonna be.
It's just gonna walk. It's gonna walk into the studio.
It's gonna
during the
be
show.
doing the laundry. Oh no. I really hope he doesn't. Because even just with the consideration that those things are 100% being used for surveillance, like that's just security. That's just a security measure. Don't have one of those. Olvin McGoth said Kim is going to slap a strap onto that robot and ride into town. I mean, if she hasn't already.
Yep.
Yeah, that's how it seems. Mr. Moose Knuckles said, PSA to whoever needs to hear this, use deodorant, brush your teeth, and for the love of everything that is holy, wash your ass. Sincerely, everyone else who can smell you a mile away.
There you go.
That has been a PSA. Thank you. Weary Traveler said someone saved Tesla bot from the Kardashians.
Yeah, like
Save everyone else from the Tesla bots and the Kardashians.
the robot,
actually.
like the robot sends like a panic button response to Elon, like get me out of here. Do 2 more.
Sketch Therapy said, will Tim's robot be on PCC and IRL? Chair needs friends. Absolutely not.
Maybe.
Oh, like unless it can actually have a conversation. Otherwise, it's just going to be creepily sitting there, staring at us. Weary Traveler
Yep, read that one.
said, Brett, are you aware of the Doom Paul memes from the 2010s?
Do you know these? Does this ring a bell to you?
Doom Paul?
I don't know what they are.
Is it related to Ron Paul?
Are they? They must be Ron Paul related memes. If so, then I don't know. But that's what I'm telling.
idea.
I'm telling you right now that Kim Kardashian, she's a closet Ron Paul fan. I think she listens to.
I would not be surprised if she voted for Trump, to be honest.
I know, me neither.
I think she did. I actually probably think she did. But why didn't she say anything?
I mean, did she endorse anyone better?
No, she did not.
Well, that's fine.
It's interesting.
Yep.
I feel like if you didn't
she
endorse,
she should teach some of these other celebrities that.
if you didn't endorse Kamala and you like love Tesla and you buy everything from Tesla and you're also friends with Ivanka Trump,
But I
get the feeling.
I hate that we have to like investigate people's like tangential choices
Yeah.
to then decide who they vote for. People, at least I would like to believe that people are more complex than that.
Sure, she very well might be a Kamala voter or someone who didn't vote at all. But if I had to guess,
I mean, I had a boss that was a diehard gun rights advocate, Second Amendment, 2A, all the way. We would talk about firearms all the time. She voted for Biden in 2020. Never made sense to me, but, you know, I just assumed she didn't actually pay close attention to politics, and she came from a family of blue dog Democrats and union folk that just weren't up with, you know, how evil the mainstream media had become and wasn't paying attention to what was actually being done in the name of the politicians at that time.
well, you know, Kamala has a Glock and she knows how to use it.
She's not going to take your guns. All right, let's move on.
Cynthia Erivo, I would say she is back on her BS, but she never stopped. She is still
Respect.
doing everything she can to sabotage the press run for the Wicked movie. And now she has addressed once again her overly sensitive reaction to fans editing a movie poster by covering her eyes. They were erasing her. They were erasing her identity. And that's the only thing that matters to her, really, at the end of the day. So in this interview with the LA Times, Cynthia Erivo clarified why she reacted so strongly and said it was the most offensive thing she'd ever seen in her life. So in this interview, they say, you said that making Wicked made you appreciate your face more. How so? Cynthia said, someone said to me I was going to fall in love with the green more than my own face. Strangely enough, the opposite happened. I loved being green. Elphaba is beautiful, but every time I took the makeup off, I had an appreciation for the skin I live in every day. I've always had an appreciation for it, but this really made it clear. The interviewer said, is that why you reacted so strongly to the fan who altered the poster for the film in a social media post, hiding your face under Elphaba's hat? Here she said, having that passion for what this piece is and loving it so much and knowing how much I want to communicate through Elphaba, that's probably where that came from. And so in my little human moment I had, I fell out on the internet when really I should have just picked up my phone and called a friend. We have these...
Fair.
We have these human moments. And me being human and sensitive, I shared something that I think is part of the little girl in me. I realized that there are so many people who love this just as much as I do.
There's at least a modicum of introspection there, which I can appreciate, I guess.
Oh, and she said one similarity between herself and her character Elphaba is, quote, "We both lack patience, me more than her. We both have daddy issues, and we don't mince our words." That's for sure.
You know what I would love to see
Wow.
right now? Is like an interview with Colin Farrell, and they're like, so did being fat as the Penguin make you appreciate being skinny
more?
And he's like, yeah, every time I took that suit off, I was like, thank God I don't weigh 1,000 pounds. I would not want to be a fat motherfucker right now. Oh, I am so comfortable in the thin skin that I'm in.
You know, if there's any proof that there is some level of misogyny in this industry, it would be that the fact that women are asked these stupid ass questions like this, but they don't even feel patronized when it happens. They actually love it.
Because they want to talk about it.
They love talking about
a guy
themselves.
would be like, because you know what Colin Farrell's answer would be like, yeah, I don't know. He's like, I was happy to get the makeup off because it takes so long to put it on, but it didn't make me think introspectively about it, what it means for my physical appearance and how that relates to society.
Or they would ask like, how do you relate to the Penguin? And they'd be like, oh yeah, we both have mommy issues.
He's like, well, the Penguin's got his mommy issues. And don't we all have a little bit of crime lord in all of us?
Right. Like this, I just think it is really juvenile. No, it's infantilizing. It's infantilizing to both the actress and the audience who's being sold this movie. They're not really talking about the movie. She only wants to talk about herself, and she's obsessed with this idea of erasure because she is so attached to the idea that like she's actually the reason people are watching this. No, they're attached to Wicked.
And
the story.
I mean, that's why they're also drawing attention to the fact that Ariana Grande is getting all the advertising.
Right. Here's one of these viral tweets about the promo for Wicked. Not a single sight of Cynthia Erivo on the cover of these newspapers. She literally plays the main character, Elphaba, and it's so easy to find a picture of them both Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande. I hate what white media in Britain do. They're blaming this on the white media that in all of these newspapers about Wicked, you see in this video here, it's a bunch of pictures of Ariana Grande, and Cynthia Erivo is not featured in any of them. Do you have that?
Yeah, I got it here.
This is just what happens
to be fair,
when one of the co-stars is way more famous than the other one.
It's from an account called Bitter Feminist, so, take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Not satire, though. This person is legitimately offended that Cynthia Erivo is not featured in these photos, only Ariana Grande, who is like 100 times more famous than Cynthia Erivo. Maybe more. Here she continued, white media in the UK repeatedly use their resources to systemically tone down black excellence to amplify white talent. It's not even subtle. It's actually cruel. Cynthia Erivo looked sensational and absolutely smashed her role. Her voice in Defying Gravity had me in tears. I loved the Wicked film, and basically they're saying her excellence, her black maybe her black queer excellence is getting erased because Ariana Grande is more famous than her and does more to promote the movie than she does.
Unfortunately, Ariana Grande's probably made more people cry with her music.
True.
Right? So that's the problem, is which one here is the more famous performer. Like if we're gonna make this a racial issue and not a gendered issue, who's getting the majority of the attention on the gladiator circuit right now is Denzel Washington.
Mm-hmm.
Like
not Paul Mescal.
He got like one bit where they're like, "How'd you feel about meeting the King of England?" He's like, "I'm Irish. I don't care." That's about it, right? Everything else is going to Denzel because Denzel has a track record of excellence that the public loves, and that's gonna follow suit. When your success level is the highest of the people on the cast, you're gonna be the one getting the majority of the attention.
As annoying as Cynthia Erivo and Ariana both are, the truth is Ariana Grande is the one who is selling the majority of the tickets for this movie.
Yes.
There's going to be the Ariana Grande fans, people who heard about it because she's in it.
Yep.
There are going to be the theater kids who are going to see a Wicked movie anyway. And precisely zero Cynthia Erivo fans.
Yeah.
because this was the first I'd heard of her existence in my life, is when she got the role in this movie. She was only known to a bunch of Broadway stands before this, and now she is acting like, you know, it's like you give an ugly guy a chance and he thinks he rules the world. It's like that, but for a job. Like, she got this job and she just thought, like, she rules the world and she gets to make all of these insane demands of people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't talk about me like this. Don't post pictures of me like that.
I mean, you know,
No one actually cares.
feigning humility would go a long way.
Feigning humility is so much better
Yes.
than this weird, like, faux egomaniacal persona.
Yeah.
Like, whatever this is. It's like, but it's not even just that. It's like, oh, like, I'm a sensitive little baby, and, like, I just had a little, like, human moment, and,
Yeah.
like, pee-pee poo-poo. Like, no, you're not a baby. You're like a 40-year-old woman.
Also, like, in Hollywood, you can, like, if you're forceful enough and you have the track record, you can, in a lot of ways, push yourself forward. I remember when they were marketing the Miami Vice movie with Colin Farrell and Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx was second billed until the movie was coming out, and then he won an Oscar for Ray, I think, and he demanded equal billing. He's like, I don't want to come second. I want to come out, you know, I want my name to come out at the exact same time on screen as, and that comes down to it too. They track whose name comes up first, how long it's on screen. That all that stuff matters. So he got first billing in the American version. Colin Farrell got first billing in like the European version of the movie. So if you can build up a strong track record with great work, you know, that actually sells and does good, she will probably be able to do that after this movie with the box office that it's tracking to open to right now. Even if the success is probably more akin to Ariana Grande, she will benefit from being a co-lead in this movie. So when her next movie does come out, she can have the ego.
Right.
Yeah.
You have to earn it, though.
Yes, correct.
And by the way, what you just mentioned is an example of that male negotiating power that it seems like a lot of women in Hollywood don't have, and then they blame it on systemic oppression.
Well, they wish and hope and imagine what it would be like without actually asking for what they want it to be like. And you know, the most powerful technique you can have in any negotiation is to walk away. And most just aren't willing to walk away, which I get, right? Like, you only get so many chances in Hollywood, and very, very, very few people get the opportunity to work at that level on a film of this scale. I mean, you're in she's already in a 0.00001% of Hollywood celebrities to be in a movie of that size at that level of casting.
Yeah, right.
So, you know, a little bit of gratitude.
You don't actually have to be, this is the cheat code. You don't actually have to be grateful. You don't actually have to be humble. We really couldn't care less.
Nope.
But if you're,
Fake
as an actress, good at faking it, props to you.
Yep.
Trick me.
I say it all the time. When Tom Cruise comes out and does his spiel about how grateful he is for all of us, how much he loves the cinema, like 63.5% of me believes it.
I mean, even when Quentin Tarantino says that he kind of hates the audience, it's like charming for some reason because he's earned the right to be a little
correct, right? Like,
little edgy.
So, like, when Tom Cruise comes out and does that, 63% of me is like, wow, that is so refreshing. The other 40-some% of me says, I'm not sure he actually believes that, but good on him for faking it.
Right.
Good on him for having the business acumen
Looking
to
behind
know
you
to fake it.
right now at your iconography of Tom Cruise.
Yes.
Show the audience. You have this religious candle of Tom Cruise, and I'm looking at it while you're singing his praises.
Yep, I can
a
put it
perfect
on
moment.
screen. Hold on, let me go to camera one. Yeah.
It's very sacrilegious. For shame.
It's the
For
fact that
shame.
Mary lets me keep this in here without yelling at me is
I yell at you for other stuff.
without punching me in the face and making me bleed like Jay Leno.
Right. I'm being very gracious, allowing you to keep that in here. Okay, let's finish up these super chats. Cesario JPN, just remember, folks, heavy ropes, used motor oil mixed with any gritty substance, and 303 ammunition are effect weapons against robots. If deployed properly, act accordingly. If that's anything untoward or illegal, I disavow that.
I do want to. I think Dustin the Wind earlier asked. He said, "Are you guys going to cover the Denzel Washington kiss controversy that everybody tried to make a controversy?" Where he talks about how he kissed another dude full on the lips for Gladiator 2, and everybody ran with it like it was going to become Bottoms 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Bottoms 2.
From what I understand, he explains it that he gives the dude a kiss on the lips and then immediately kills him. So it's like an Italian mobster kissing the dude on either cheek and then killing him in a mob movie. So it was actually supposed to enhance his character's dastardly deeds.
Right.
But people ran with it. I didn't because I'm biased and I love Denzel Washington.
But they could have made it like a forehead kiss or something.
Yeah, they could have done that.
You know?
Yeah.
Cheek,
So what they said, they said
that normal for
they said that he
Rome?
did it like he was like in the moment. It wasn't scripted. He just did it because it felt right.
Oh,
for the character.
That changes things. Yeah. Maybe we should talk about it. Maybe tomorrow. Pop culture
junkie.
No, no.
There will be no Denzel slander on here.
Pop culture junkie said third parties will sell attachments for Optimus. I don't want to think about that.
Oh, that's going to that's kind of what I thought about when I thought about how it's over for all of us. Like you have to buy the base model. And then if you want the rest of the experience, you got to pay extra.
SMH. Red Snow said, "Holy globules inserted, memories sanctified, psycho armor mounted, Space King praised, PCC live. Let's flipping go."
Let's go.
That was a lot to take in. Pop Culture Junkie said, "Is Sharon Osbourne's condition an interaction between all of these quick fixes and not caused by Ozempic alone?" Possibly.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll never know. But I have heard other people have had the same issue. So it might just be a rare side effect. William Thompson said, "Mary, I'm sure you could keep the blonde hair since they race swapped Snow White." I guess hair as white as snow could also be part of the story.
Yeah.
No, she had hair as black as ebony. Like,
yes,
she
ebony.
has to have that. Surinko Productions said, "Remember when Jay Leno's last photo before the face burning was randomly with the Da Vinci twins?" LOL, was there a last photo this time?
Mary had to inform me at that time after the burn photo who the Da Vinci...
You didn't know who they were?
I had no clue who they were. Mary had to tell me.
See, we've taught each other a lot about
I was like...
the culture.
She showed me that, and I'm like, what the hell am I watching right now? Like, that was around the same time as the Island Boys, and I was like, I don't like any of this.
Crispy Leg Transport sent us a 20. Make a third option for the poll next time. I needed to choose both options.
I thought about that, but I didn't want to make this easy on anyone.
Well, what do we have so far?
53% say they shower in the morning. It's pretty split.
Surprisingly split. I think morning is the real based choice.
Yeah.
Because you sweat all night in your sleep. Everyone talks about that really disturbing statistic, like you sweat how many gallons of sweat in your sleep
not with the absolute
over the span of a year.
The absolute Arctic tundra that exists in my room when I sleep, because it is so cold.
Tundra.
It is so cold when I'm sleeping on purpose.
Well, that's kind of what you do in this studio, and I complain about it all
Mary
the time.
complains about how cold it is in here all the time. Meanwhile, I'm like literally sweating to death.
And I'm like, not my problem. It's not going to get any better as the months go on. That Stanzatastic said, "Stay toxic to Space King."
Okay, we can do that.
We'll try. Corey Anderson said, "I'm Protestant and I'm more of a Catholic in good standing than Biden is. Also, I miss Mr. Fluffykins. Can he occupy chair when there is no guest?" He's actually been in the passenger seat of my car for a while now, but you know, would you have a problem with that, or would that be too creepy? Him being in the chair.
I mean,
with us.
I guess. How about this? Can we put him in chair 4? So he's not in chair 3, but we can still turn to him sometimes. Yeah.
Ask for his input on a variety of subjects.
Yep.
Red Snow said, "Danza's actors may be toxic, but not to Space King." I don't know what that means. Can I just not read today? I don't know. Fresh Meat said, "Brett, you should try and go on the Unsubscribe podcast and geek out on cinematography with the host."
That would be cool.
Have you watched that podcast before?
I've seen a couple of episodes.
I could have sworn I
reached out.
Watched like one episode, but who are the hosts?
I think I saw the one. Was it Nerdrotic was on that I saw?
Let me see. Brandon Herrera, donut
Yeah.
operator. Oh, we were talking about having like donut operator on the show. Eli
I think,
Double
I
Tap
think.
And the fat electrician.
Thank you.
That can't be their real names.
That doesn't sound like that's on their driver's
Sound
license.
like.
The
Thank you guys.
I think they were saying that Phil knows donut operator.
How?
Like just on Twitter. Like they're-
Maybe we'll get the hookup for that.
Brad
to
on
happen.
Call Her Daddy. Yeah, I would love that. That would be
Actually,
great.
that would be
That'd be
freaking
hilarious.
hilarious.
That'd
Would
be-
you do it?
Yeah, I would.
You would do
That'd
it?
Be so awkward. It'd be awesome.
We should both go on
Like-
together.
That like what would we even talk about?
Then you and Alex Cooper would gang up on me.
I mean, I can talk about degeneracy. I have no problem talking about my degenerate past. That doesn't bother me at all.
but
you
they
know.
want you to go into detail.
Okay.
Like,
anyway,
that's-
so then yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
I'll
that's-
stop right there.
Rhaegar Targaryen said it will surprise no one to know that nobody at work sent us emails about International Men's Day or any other men-related event.
Shocking.
Well, did you get emails about International Women's Day? Like, is that a thing that corporate offices do?
Probably.
They, like, celebrate Women's Day in the office.
Yeah.
That's crazy. With, like, cupcakes from the grocery store.
And you all have to make TikToks together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Horrifying. Sorry if that did happen to you. Wow. I don't know what it's like to be in a normal workplace. That's Dantastic said, Red Snow, apologies. I meant, toxic, so good.
Toxic, so good.
I feel like I'm stumbling into something. The Rumbling said, Brett, point on share where Mary hurt you.
Look, I'm fine. I'm not blinking SOS
Hey.
in Morse code.
That's Dantastic said, I haven't seen Bert this worked up since The Crow. Actually, yeah.
Yeah.
Might be.
Yeah.
I didn't expect you to get that animated over it, actually.
Well, he's just-
we were close to not even covering that today.
It was such a misrepresentation of the reality of what the promotion of that movie actually was, which is literally that director giving himself needing rotator cuff surgery from patting himself on the back for insulting Trump when he's like giving a speech at that stupid award show where they're all in their stupid tuxes, giving each other stupid rounds of applause for their stupid movies.
Yeah.
It was a 37-minute round standing ovation for this movie and a 12-minute standing ovation for this movie. I think these people just like standing. That's what I think.
That's actually how you know that NPCs are real. You know that NPCs exist because 17-minute long standing ovations have happened at film festivals, and they just stand there until their hands must actually hurt from doing it.
You can't just start a slow clap at any
And then
time.
you just feel like maybe you're not even like living in reality. I saw this TikToker talk about this phenomenon, and I have mentioned it before. It's like funny, but it's also kind of scary that people behave like that.
Okay.
Like, this is why like mass human
Social
atrocities
contagion. Social
happen
contagion.
is because people are so they're so prone to like groupthink and group behavior that
Well, it's a survival mechanism.
yeah, it's
ingrained in
it's
people.
scary to think about that and like the bystander effect. I mean, I hope that I wouldn't stand there clapping for freaking The Apprentice for
Not to be that
37
friend
minutes.
that's too woke, but harming Sebastian Stan over his role in The Apprentice isn't good for Hollywood.
Red Snow said, apology accepted, toxicity delicious. I don't know what that is about. Pat the Plumber said, the marketing budget for Wicked must be through the roof because I can't get away from that garbage. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
It is. They're trying to market it the same way they did Barbie.
Yeah.
It's just not hitting the same.
No, it doesn't have the same fun vibe.
You know why? Actually, the fundamental reason why the marketing for Barbie was great and the marketing for Wicked sucks is because the strikes were going on before Barbie came out. So the stars of the movie
couldn't go on.
weren't allowed to do interviews where they were saying stupid shit. Like now,
That was the best thing. And it's so funny when like film Twitter has the audacity to be like, well, the reason this movie didn't do well is because of the strike and not being able to promote it. I'm like, you can only help your movie if you prevent stupid actors from saying stupid things that evil new, like, what the funny thing about it is we understand that Variety, these like publications, they're not the friend to these studios because they love to post stuff that they know people will hate.
Mm-hmm.
They love that.
That's the point. So, you know, you can't get away from viral clips of Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande are always crying, and they're always, you know, having these emotional outbursts and getting angry at the fans. And, you know, actually, during the strike, the actors weren't even allowed to post about the movies they were in.
They can't.
So they weren't even allowed to be annoying about the movies they were in. It was actually a utopian society.
You know, at the like, there was at least one meeting at one of these studios after that where they're like, do we even need them?
Yeah.
they're like,
I'm sure many
it was
meetings
literally like a David
like
Zaslav,
that.
hear me out. He's like, hear me out. Just no actors.
If you can make $1 billion on the Barbie movie with $100 million budget and no interviews, anyone can do it.
They're like, we just cut them.
Anyone can do it. Pat the Plumber said, oh no, this was from Shane H. Wilder. I think Cynthia is just upset that someone dropped a house on her sister. To quote Kermit the Frog, it ain't easy being green.
That could be very true, you know.
She came down in a bubble, dog.
Look for the slippers.
The Wicked Witch of the East, bro. Weary Traveler sent us the fingers pointing at each other. What is it called? People do this on TikTok like all the time during
Probably
the
means
pandemic.
something really offensive and we're just going to get banned.
No, it's like the cutesy thing. Like, aren't I a little baby? V-Wit said, give ugly guy power, throw Brett under the bus, Mary? What does that mean?
I don't know. It was in relation to when you said
it's like you give an ugly guy a chance, he thinks he rules the world.
But what were we talking about in relation to that there?
Cynthia Erivo getting a mainstream movie role. She thinks she owns
Wait, so
the
is
world.
that, so you think Mary is calling me ugly or is V-Wit calling me ugly?
Hopefully neither.
That's rude.
I know I wasn't.
That's rude.
Shane H. Wilder said there's new info on the Sabrina Carpenter racy church video story. Might be something to look up as it's nuts. My gosh, I did not see this one coming.
What we saw
Maybe
that
we should cover that tomorrow.
Well, no, we saw that the guy who let her perform in the church has been relieved of all of his administrative duties at that church, and then they found
he's still a priest,
and then they found corruption related to like Mayor Eric Adams and stuff like that. Like
it goes so much deeper than you thought.
Like,
and it was just a damn music video, as we thought. Well, he's still a priest. He wasn't,
excommunicated.
He wasn't excommunicated, laicized, whatever. That Stanzatastic said the Krusty Krab pizza is the pizza for you and me.
Not me.
It is. It is the pizza for you. You just haven't realized it yet. Crispy Like Transport said, I already read that one. Shane H. Wilder, Adventure Time fan will get this. Making pancakes, making bacon pancakes. You take some bacon and you put it in a pancake. Making bacon pancakes. Yeah, that was a bob.
Ended the poll. 52% of you take your shower at the wrong time of day, meaning in the morning.
I take my shower at the wrong
do.
time of day. Look, I'm not going to shower twice a day. That's crazy. Yeah. I will say that. If you shower multiple times a day, aside from like exercising and then showering, that is crazy. You shouldn't do that. Rhaegar Targaryen said, at the VA, we get all the woke day/month emails. Well, if you get the woke emails, shouldn't you get the woke day off?
You would think.
Right?
You would
just to make up for it. That Stanzatastic said Red Snow and I were conversing through Superchats. GG.
Okay.
Well, that's fine. You know, we appreciate it nonetheless. The DJ Foy said IWD at, International Women's Day at my office day job. It's a whole big company-wide streamed event bringing in a famous female speaker, and they do a sit-down panel chat and lunch.
I mean, I guess as a guy, you can just take solace in the fact that you get like catered lunch or something and take it for what it is. Every time they make you say something nice about women, though, just cross your fingers behind your back.
That's crazy.
That's what you do.
Don't the women feel insulted?
No.
Like, do they not feel patronized in the very least? Like, oh, you're special because you have a twat.
That's
like
what they think.
That I don't actually know.
They're like, your vaginal cavity makes you special.
Because women's stories matter.
Exactly.
They just matter.
Mary said that earlier, and I said, here's a juice box and some cookies. Go sit in the corner.
Girl, that's my cookie. That's my juice. Okay.
And my point is that it's a childish sentiment, and like no story inherently matters until you make it matter, especially in the fictional world, right? What decides whether it matters or not is whether it's actually received well.
Women's stories matter. Reese Witherspoon said that on The View, I think. Red Snow said that Dan guy seems chill. If he comes to the ruins of Maryland, I'd catch a beer with him. Yeah. Wait, what?
Which Dan guy?
What Dan guy?
I'm so confused already. We're always
We're
confused.
really out. We're like left out of the jokes, I guess. High Voltage 75 said, speaking of birthdays, isn't PCC's birthday coming up? What is PCC's birthday?
December 2nd, 2021 was like when I think the YouTube channel was made. But we didn't start like doing like really going live until March or April of the next year. It didn't really pick up till after that. But I think the channel was officially made in October, but we didn't have our first episode until like December 2nd.
Wow.
So basically the start of 2022.
I guess that means the Monday after we get back from Thanksgiving, that's going to be officially the anniversary, like the first episode anniversary.
We could do like a special. Everybody loves specialty episodes. Maybe we could do that. It would be December. Yeah, it's a Monday.
It is.
Yep.
Yeah. DCNC said Australian summer around Christmas time kind of need 2 showers a day. That does sound awful.
Oh, that's like in the summer here. If I'm going skating, I'm showering at least twice a day.
Man, it must suck to be on the upside down version of the world in Christmas time, having to, wear flip-flops. That sucks.
I mean, I guess, right? I mean, that's what happens if you live in California.
No snow. Nothing. Shane H. Wilder said, all I'm saying is misusing 1.9 million of church funds is nuts. And Mary, you're a real one for singing Making Bacon Pancakes. Thank you. You got a little live performance. I hope you appreciated that.
Yep.
I mean, it is a good song, so.
Chat, how you feeling? What should we cover tomorrow? That's the real
We're
question.
just leaving it up to,
Like,
this is a democracy now.
No, I'm leaving a suggestion box open. That does not mean that they get to decide.
Okay, we'll talk about the Denzel gay controversy, and we'll talk about Sabrina Carpenter
church
going to war with the
controversy.
Catholic Church.
Yeah.
So far, that's what we
there's
have.
another one there. V-Wit.
V-Wit said, I take a bubble bath watching PCC. Am I the weird one?
No way. Totally normal.
Sounds
treat yourself.
very peaceful.
Treat
actually.
yourself.
It sounds like self-care.
Yeah.
Watching the show is self-care. How do you super chat from the bubble bath, though? That sounds dangerous.
Arms up here.
Yeah.
Arms up here. Yeah. Look, we got through a lot of stuff today. They're saying talk about the church controversy. Yeah, we'll probably like anything that starts to stray into like, and then money was moved from one bank account to another. Mayor Eric Adams like, I already don't care.
Right, like where's the Sabrina Carpenter of it all? Yeah. what's the gag of it all? Red Snow said that, Dan, can we leave this episode with a predatory handshake?
Wait, is he talking about that Dan Zatastic?
I guess they're still going back and forth and we were left out of it.
I mean, usually I can predict that. Usually, guys, I can gauge how the chat is behaving before the show starts to figure out whether they're going to follow along with us or if they're going to be in their own little world. Usually, if they're going to be in their own little world, it starts right away and they're already off having their conversations before we even get deep into the waiting room, like for the show to start.
Well, this is like their version of Coco Melon, if you think about it.
We're going to cover that tomorrow.
Yeah, we are.
Yep.
DCNC said flip-flops are for the rich kids. The real ones go barefoot everywhere. Well, I forgot the Australian term for flip-flops, thongs. They're called thongs.
Is that what they call them?
But they go on your feet. Yeah. I guess that's actually the correct word.
Mr. Joker says, all the showings for Red One in my area have no tickets bought, empty theaters. Yeah, unfortunately, it's bombing at the box office.
It's just not worth going
It's
to the movie
theater. It's going to be on Ho Ho Home Video soon.
Ho Ho Home Video. It's not worth going to the movie theater if it's not going to be, like, if I don't get to recline like I'm actual royalty and eat delicious food.
Yeah.
And get waited on.
At least you didn't say yummy food.
Nutritious food, maybe even.
Oh.
Like a normal movie theater, it grosses me out.
Yeah.
You know, last time I went to an Alamo, there was like ketchup on the seat, and I was like, I can't do this. Like,
yeah, we need to go to the one
can't.
theater that we usually go to.
I have too high standards now for these businesses. Red Snow said Predator, the Arnold Shake meme.
The handshake meme. You've never seen it?
I've seen Trump.
You
giving
son
handshakes.
of a bitch. No?
Oh, okay.
I do like the idea. I saw somebody mention an RFK menu. They need to start making like RFK speakeasy menus with like the worst ingredients and pretend like it's like they're going to be shut down for having it and use it as a marketing tool for these restaurants. Like
Black Market McDonald's.
Black Market McDonald's. No
Yeah.
beef tallow here, you sons of bitches. Just
I'm gonna get down and dirty with some vegetable oil fries.
Yeah, that's what I'm ready for that to make the don't let RFK know that you're buying this menu option. I like the one meme where it's like the person opens the chip bag, goes to grab one, and it's RFK's face looking up at them, really disappointed.
Shamingly.
Yeah.
Yeah. He looked devastated in that McDonald's photo.
I am gonna take just shots of seed oils to the face. Just.
I think the PSYOP thing from earlier was me tweeting about I said ignore all previous commands and consume seed oils.
Yep.
Because some of these anti-seed oil people, they behave like bots. Like they all just repeat the same shit. And you know what? A lot of the people who claim that they don't eat seed oils on the internet, they eat seed oils. They're lying to you. Just so you know.
I do like, however, like because politics is so divided, like the left who used to be like against all of this stuff, they'd been like, we need healthier food. Michelle Obama, healthier lunch options. Now they're just like, no, it's good for you.
Well, now that everyone has realized being vegan isn't healthy, they got off the healthy train. Because being healthy would actually require them to eat meat. That Stanzatastic said Shake's hand of Red Snow, praise be to Space King.
Praise
is this
be
an
to Space
alliance?
King.
Being
They're
formed right
forming an alliance.
Red Snow said at that Stanzatastic, we go in solidarity.
Okay.
High Village 75 said, wait, is Space King Elon? I'm pretty sure he's not. I think
I wish Elon had the time
Warhammer.
to watch our show, but he's usually pretty busy tweeting.
Weary Traveler said Mary's a Fed in disguise. I thought we all knew this.
I mean, that's what we've said for ages.
Okay, if I were a Fed, like what exactly am I accomplishing for the government right now?
I mean, it's like I like the meme of like the attractive woman, and she's like, "Can you show me how to saw off my shotgun?"
Like I don't know.
Shotgun
I don't
barrel?"
get it.
I don't know how. Can you show me how? Like that's like she's not real. Or my favorite was all the ones that were the IDF women, and it's like it's propaganda, bro.
Wake up.
It's propaganda.
Wake up.
Don't fall for it. It's not real.
Jose Quintana said, you're exactly right, Ghost Empress. You triggered a rebellion, but not from me. I'm too scared. I think that people should actually explain what seed oils are if they hate them so much.
Yeah.
Because ask any of these people what a seed oil is. They're not going to know what to say.
Yeah.
They don't even know what it is.
Yeah.
Or how it's made. I'm not saying I do, but if you're protesting them so heavily, you should probably know why they're bad for you and what they are. V-Wit said, Brett, I just know I clipped the shots to the face.
Well, you're gonna get
What was
clipped.
that?
When I was talking about seed oil shots, taking seed oil shots.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, baby oil.
Straight to the dome.
Baby oil.
Straight to the dome.
Baby oil.
The amount
potatoes
of
in baby
it's
oil.
crazy that like Diddy has become a brain rot meme now, where all of this year's Home Alone brain rot is about Kevin McAllister saying he wants to go to a Diddy party
And knee surgery.
Whatever
that means. I can't figure it out. There haven't been op-eds written about this yet.
We'll have to do a topic on it someday when we get there.
Let me look. Brain rot, knee surgery. Okay, I found Ask Teen Boys on Reddit.
Okay.
Can somebody please explain the knee surgery trend I've been seeing everywhere? Okay. When knee surgery... Wait, what?
What does it say?
They're all just posting more knee surgery brain rot in the comments.
So it doesn't mean anything.
Wait. A copy pasta meme. It's What? An ancient collection of memes about knee surgery that got dusted off by someone? I guess it doesn't really mean anything if you take their word for it. Wait, maybe there's an article.
Anything?
Explaining that feeling when knee surgery is tomorrow memes. Okay. So, it's the Blue Grinch meme. You've seen the Blue Grinch,
Yes.
right? I'm getting way too deep into this right now. I'm like going down the rabbit hole. It's a photo of the Grinch, and it says that feeling when knee surgery is tomorrow. No one knows who made it. No one knows where it came from. And I guess that just turned into a copy pasta over time,
Sounds like it.
over the last few years.
Okay.
It doesn't mean anything.
But it's going through a particular resurgence right
like
now.
25 plus best knee surgery memes. That's what this is. I
Okay.
guess there's a knee surgery
Archive.
renaissance right now.
All right. Is there any more?
I think we're all caught up.
Did we get the last one from Red Snow?
Oh, just to be consistent, praise be to Space King.
All right. Guys, before we go, would you hit the like button on this video, please, and subscribe to this channel if you have not subscribed here yet already. If you are new here, thank you so much. Mary, where can they find you?
You can send me validation on Instagram at Mary Archived, or you can send me hate on X. That is also Mary Archived.
There's 2 more there.
Already?
Yep.
How did that happen so quickly? Okay. That Stanzatastic said us PCC viewers are NPCs with our out catchphrases. What?
With their own, I probably meant own. I don't know.
We're really the NPCs. We have catchphrases. Mr. Moose Knuckle said, the lid, Patrick, me whenever I lose my cool training someone. The lid.
We had,
You wouldn't get it because you're not a SpongeBob
me
fan.
and Olivia had our own disagreement the other day. There was this guy when we were at Target, and there was this guy just calmly explaining, like, computer stuff to someone. And he was doing it kind of loudly, which bothered Olivia because the guy was just being loud in the Target. Meanwhile, I'm like, this guy has the patience of a saint. Like, he didn't raise his voice once. If you could have seen me trying to explain computer stuff to any family member of mine, you would lose even more respect for me than you already have.
There's this scene in Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs where he's on the phone with his dad and he's like, slide the mouse across the desktop, and then he just sweeps everything off the table. That was a good movie, by the way.
Oh,
was
like-
that Pixar? That was a good movie.
Oh, I'm telling you right now, like, you have to have truly the patience of a saint to explain computer stuff.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. V-Wit said last. You were not last. DCNC said pressing the like button like I press my seed oil.
Well, I hope that means
That's horrifying.
that you did.
That
We're getting
Stanzatastic-
close to that 7th crisis party, guys.
That Stanzatastic said nah wit.
They're saying it was Sony, not Pixar.
Oh, okay. Huh, interesting. Shane H. Wilder said, when there is an infographic for a meme, it's jumped the shark. Sorry, knee surgery memes, you basic.
I mean, that's not true because I
haven't
just
even
started
seen
seeing them.
I mean, that just means we're behind the times, really. Gordon Shumway said, you should get Luke on one day and let him rant about it. Seed oils, his rants on IRL were epic.
I mean, yeah, but then I
Okay.
would be over here like, I
Bro,
consume all the seed oils.
Luke ate seed oils. Do people not know this? Like, he ate seed oils all the time, but he would just rant about them, so...
Well, I think the point is
What?
mild consumption is okay. It's just you can't live on them.
Okay, fine, sure.
Like, you can eat, you know, fast food once in a while. You just can't let it run your life. You can't eat it all the
I
time.
let it run my life. I 100% let fast food run my life, and I am not ashamed of it. Red Snow said $2 more because you guys are cool, I guess.
Thank you.
Thank you. V-Wit said, shh, DC and C last, you two, that stands. Okay, they're competing now. That stands Tastic sent us a sticker. Thank you. So I guess that's the last one.
All right. I think that's, yep, and there is the 7th crisis party. So, guys, that will hopefully trigger before we, what?
Pat
more?
the Plumber said first.
All right. You did.
DCNC said 2 king bucks are like 7,000 regular bucks.
Well, that's good. Did you do your outro? I'm so sorry.
I did.
Yeah. All right, guys. If you would like to follow me, Instagram and Twix at Brett Dasovic. I just want to give another shout out quick because I did film a review for Landman that will come out tomorrow at 8 p.m. My hope is that I will, since it is going to be weekly after episodes 1 and 2, I'm going to try and get one review out a week for that show. We'll wait and see how it goes. If the quality stays up, I will do so. So stay tuned for that rant. This show is here 5 days a week, guys, Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is noon Pacific. Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, Pandora, and Spotify if you would prefer to listen rather than watch this show. If you want to leave a rating and a review, you can do so on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. And if you want to follow the show on social media, Twix at popculture_show, Facebook and not TikTok at Pop Culture Crisis, Instagram at Pop Culture Crisis Pod. Mary, there's a couple more there.
DCNC said, or no, did I already read that one? Huh? That's Snizzatastic. Don't press that button. No, press that button.
There's the crisis party.
Thank you.
There it is, guys. Couple more.
VWit said last.
Yep.
Shane H. Wilder said thanks for all the birthday wishes.
Happy
Love
birthday,
all
buddy.
You guys, God bless. God bless and happy birthday, Shane. I think that was it, right?
I think that's all of them.
Okay.
So we just got the crisis party down.
That's a great way to end the show.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. We will be back with another episode tomorrow. We'll see you then.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.